Greetings, beautiful people. I haven't said that in a little while, so I felt like saying it today. I'm feeling so blue. I mean, I have a lot of blue tank tops, but I like doing videos with blue because it kind of, I feel like I get expression. I'm feeling so blue. Got my Death Wish coffee. It's literally that strongest coffee they promote. It's the strongest organic coffee that you can get. So I'm feeling so blue. But check this out. So we got free speech, okay? See, free speech, we worry about our free speech getting taken away. But this is why it's important to be original, and like I mentioned in my previous video, is being basically authentic and official. Because we call people in power, or that want to be in power, not over me, but people that want to be in power, officials. And anybody could be officials as if you are just the original. You know what I'm saying? So once you become or remember, you know what I mean, to express yourself in the authentic, official, original way, and you know what I'm saying, like use your speech, because I mean speech in Spanish is libertad de expresión, so you're expressing yourself, right? But some people express themselves inauthentically, okay? And you could see through that. You could see through it. You know, it's very easy to spot that. But here's the thing: when you are giving a speech or you're talking like I'm doing right now, it's information, right? And you basically use your vessel. This is basically see, I kind of fuck with what Marina Abramovich, you know, she calls it spirit cooking, right? You're cooking. This is like your kitchen. You know what I'm saying? And what do you do with your kitchen? You create recipes, okay? And then you cook, and then you feed people, right? You feed people ideas. You feed people information, right? Because what you're eating as food is also information, which should also be free, but you're paying for it. Get what I'm saying? Now, free speech, you should be able to express yourself freely without anybody holding you back, putting you in fear, so that you don't have a lack of expression. Because lack of expression leads to depression. You know what I'm saying? So you're cooking up a recipe. See, but the thing is if I cook up a recipe and somebody else uses my recipe and it's authentically mine, then that's copyright. You know what I mean? See, now, if I'm using my original recipe, it's going to be hard to replicate it from the original. And people will spot that. So, what I cook and I put out on camera, I'm feeding you for free, right? Now, this is where, you know, people look for a profit in everything they do, which is why, you know what I'm saying? Your life is mirrors. You get what I'm saying? Nature gives you abundance and food for free, right? And there's a reciprocity where it takes in what you breathe out and it gives you back what you breathe in. And in actuality, if you knew how to read the information from what the trees are giving you, because it's not the air, as I mentioned in my previous video, it's literally the information in the air, the prana, right? And you utilize your chi energy, you know what I'm saying? And you process that the same way you process food. You process food, you process what people say to you, and you see how it sits with you or how it digests with you, which is why it's important to meditate when you're eating. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't physically eat food and then go run a marathon. You need to chill out and let the body digest the food you took in. So when you're listening to stuff, it's good to. This is why people say, I don't know about that. Let me sit on it. You know what I mean? Let me see how that sits with me. Or, you know, it's basically going into meditation and letting that or meditate on it. People say, let me meditate on that. But it's free. You get what I'm saying? And it allows you to think for yourself as well. And basically, what you express from whatever space you're coming from is what basically you'll attract back. So free speech, I don't consider free speech coming on camera and telling you what the government is doing. It's good to know what the government is doing, but to put so much energy into that leads you to think, because there's people who do this every single day. You know what I'm saying? They'll tell you what's happening in the government. They're not telling you their truth. They're doing research outside of themselves to give you information that's not really serving you, but the food tastes good. But it doesn't necessarily mean that it's nutritious. That's why people now, even drama, all that stuff tastes good. You see, when you look at drama, that's negative energy, and that's attractive energy. Negative energy. Women are a feminine energy, and feminine energy is attractive. Women are attractive. Men are handsome, right? But when something's attractive, that's coming from, negative energy is attractive, and then positive energy is pushing out energy, right? So when you have, let's say, even if when you stand on Earth, people say, I'm grounding. What are you attracting? Negative ions, right? So you attract the negative ions through your feet, through the soles of your feet. So if it's feeding, that's soul food, right? That's a source of soul food. Soul food can also be, it doesn't have to just be from the soles of your feet. You know what I'm saying? It could be through what you're listening to, what you're touching, what you're smelling. All these senses we use have therapy to them, but they also have unfavorable effects to them too. Okay? Because if you smell toxic things, it's going to be toxic to you. But if you smell things that are aromatic, that's why we have aromatherapy, color therapy, right? Which is what you're seeing. When you go out into nature, you look at the vast scenery, that's therapeutic, right? But when you're in a room, you're enclosed in four doors, you know what I'm saying? That right there is basically not therapeutic, but it can be therapeutic. You get what I'm saying? If you utilize those four walls to your advantage to go within, now it's as within, so without. It's the same as when you go out and look at the vast scenery. Now you're looking at the vast scenery of your world. But you see, a lot of people just live in one space, and there's such a big world to explore. You get what I'm saying? But it's not about just basically knowing it, it's experiencing it. You get what I'm saying? Because you could see, spirituality is teaching you all these things online about your chakras and all this, but see, you're listening to these things, but are you really experiencing it? Okay? So these are very important things to realize. If not, they're just little traps, because all it's doing is making you lazy. Just like the potential technology that's to come with this microchip is going to make you even more lazy. Because I've heard people say they don't want to pull out their wallets or pull out their credit cards. It could just be so easily to just be scanned. You don't have to talk to anybody. You know what I mean? You could go through virtual reality, and I've heard a bunch of theories. Okay? Just like today's technology could be very useful, but it is misused, so it becomes detrimental. You see, people use technology and it's misused. So how do you use this technology, right? You're cooking with this vessel. This is your kitchen. This is also your church. Okay? So if this is why is this your church? Because you use the altar to alter your reality. Okay? So you give food for free. And when you cook, you want to cook with love. Why do you think grandma's home cooking is considered soul food? Because it is cooked with love. When something's cooked with so much love, it could be the unhealthiest food, but it's gonna be nutritious, and it'll raise the vibration of the person because it was cooked with love. So whenever you hear somebody giving you free speech that they're exercising, what are you eating? How is it sitting with you? How does it digest with you? See, everything is free, but we're paying for things here, right? So what we can get in nature, we have to get in supermarkets, right? But why? Because all the food forests or farmlands have been bought out or destroyed with the interest of you having to go purchase at the supermarket. The same way the pharmaceutical industry does it for a profit, when ignorance You know what I mean? You have all this medicinal things out in your own yard, in your own backyard. You know what I'm saying? The sun is another thing that could be used therapeutically, but it can also be detrimental to you if you're not in tune. Because here's the thing, I don't know if people notice, but you don't notice that you're outside on a really hot day, you know what I'm saying? And the sun beaming on you, you feel like you're all tired, and you know what I'm saying? Sometimes those type of things are where you would have to attune yourself to the environment that you're in. Which is why sometimes it could be freezing cold and I won't feel cold, because I attune myself to the cold. If it's very, very hot, you gotta attune yourself to that. Now, I'm not saying go force yourself outside, because even plants wilt when the sun is too hot. You get what I'm saying? But a little bit of water pops them right back up. You know what I'm saying? You balance the temperature. You could do the same thing. Maybe you just need to drink a little more water, you know? Breath work is very important also. See, when you breathe properly, these things help you. But then there's also these plants that can receive this intense heat in nature. You know what I'm saying? And then the ones that don't usually are shaded by these bigger plants. But you see, us humans, we try to replicate nature by making a garden. And nothing wrong with making a garden, because I have a garden and I love it. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful thing. But don't think that you're connected to nature because you're making a garden.